Do it now.
Okay, we're going to talk about ghost stories today. Welcome to the Adriana Brin Podcast. I'm here with Adriana and Ryan. We are going to be talking about ghost stories today. So Adriana's going to lead us off.
Before we start, do we believe in ghosts?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
I think so. Oh,
I thought you for sure did.
well, listen to this. I am part of a paranormal investigating group called Ghostland Society. I will link them down below. I want to believe. I'm totally the Scully of the group. I'm just not sure. I don't know if I've had enough evidence. I do have one piece of evidence I'll get to soon, and I'll show you guys. What did I say? I said don't message me. And I will show you guys, and it is very intriguing.
I am
It's a
shocked
picture of
that I'm
ghosts.
hearing this now because I thought you were the one that used to try to tell me like that you would see ghosts all the time.
I never said I saw ghosts. I went on lots of ghost investigations.
And you would show me like pictures of shapes and things.
Yes, because that's the one thing that like makes me think, okay, maybe there are ghosts because of that one picture I took.
Well,
I went to a couple haunted places. I didn't see anything though, so I'm...
Well, I've been on a ton of investigations and nothing to convince me yet. Not too much. Like there are things that are weird, but I think to myself, well, maybe there's an explanation that I just don't know for it.
I fully believe in them, but I have not had any ghost encounters myself, other than the fact that I wake up at 3:30 almost every morning.
I do too, but that's because I have to pee at the same time every night.
Oh, I never know. I just like wake up. I usually creep the gram for a little bit.
Can we go to the conspiracy theory side of things? Do you know that that is a conspiracy? That more and more people are waking up at that exact time every night?
It's like they say it's the witching hour.
No, but it's like this thing where people are noticing it now that they're literally, like so many people are waking up.
Isn't that kind
in
of
the middle
like
of the
how
night
everybody
now.
just kind of like notices the clock at 9:11 now because the time is significant?
Maybe.
Really? You've never noticed, like, whenever you look at the clock, it's 9. You just notice it more
No.
because you think you notice it more.
Well, at
But if you look-
11:11, I make
Because
a
of
wish.
because
Yes,
of
like the something corporate song.
no, but I just have sleep issues, so I just think my body's like, oh, it's 3:30, it's time to get up. But they say it's like the witching hour.
I don't know.
Well,
I think
it
I
is.
woke up with
Do you
sleep
know why they
paralysis
say
the other night,
that?
so that was
That's the
weird.
time when the veil is the thinnest, love.
Well, yes, but also 3 in the morning is the witching hour because supposedly Jesus was crucified and died at 3 p.m. And so they say 3 a.m.
So
is
does
when
this
the
happen?
demons
Does
are
this
like
happen
mocking
like
that.
in time zones? Like, what about the people? Like, what about
Well,
like Indiana? Like, does
So
it?
No.
this is what it says, between 3 and 4 a.m. Some articles on the website say 2 and 4, but I don't...
I like did like half of Indiana have them on like one thing because they have like the weird
I
jut?
think it's time
I don't
zone
know.
because I'm reading this article.
yes.
This article's from England, and they say 3 and 4 in the morning, and I wake up at 3:30 in the morning and they say that.
Yeah, I think when time zones get into it, I think it's just wrong.
And
Perhaps.
you were talking about sleep paralysis too. That's a thing too, where
I think I had it
so
the other
many
night.
people have, like they wake up in the middle of the night and they feel like there's something pressed on their chest and holding them down, and they can't move, they can't talk, they can't scream. They're literally just paralyzed, and so many people encounter this. It's really crazy.
Mine was.
Some people have visions. They see like an old woman.
I woke up from a dream where I thought something was stalking me, and in the dream I felt like I'd had it before, and I yelled, "What are you doing this for?" And I woke up and I could not move.
That's
and that
really
was
scary.
it was a very bizarre thing, and I
did-
felt like it's happened
When you
before.
were telling me about it, I thought I was more freaked out than you were freaked out about it. I was like, yeah, like I couldn't move. I'm like,
I mean,
medical situation, but no, it
well,
happens
the
to so many people.
the reason it wasn't as freaky as it could have been is because it was light out. Like it was like I said, it was my second sleep. I'd woken up around 6:30, like was able to fall back asleep. So then, like, it was my second sleep.
That's
so like it was
weird.
light out when it happened. So like it didn't freak me out. Like if I'd woken up in like the middle of the night and it was pitch black, I might have had some bigger issues.
Yeah,
but
for
I
sure.
could tell it was light. Anyways,
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what my take is on ghosts because I've been to some haunted places. Like we've gone looking for them. Like
What
against like medical advice. We've gone hunting for these things.
What is the scariest place you've ever been?
The scariest place I've ever been?
And the most
like
haunted.
Like the place like you're supposed to see something.
Yeah.
Would have probably been Blood Point Road.
Where's that at?
It is on your between DeKalb and Cherry Valley, Illinois.
Okay.
It is.
In the Florida Township?
Yeah, sure. So the thought behind it is that it's just a weird name, so that's going to attract some attention anyways.
Sure.
But apparently there was, I think, a family murdered there at one point. But then the thing that like really is supposed to get you is apparently a train hit a school bus on that road. So if you put a bunch of like baby powder or dust,
you over
but that's
yes.
so many places
that's
all
Cuba
over the
and
US.
Rainbow.
Yeah, well, we were drunk and we piled into my friend's T-Bird and we went there and it was I wanted Taco Bell the whole time because I was drunk, but B, like it was really freaky because I'd never heard of that before. But everybody in like the dorm that I lived in demanded we go, so we all piled into the car, and apparently they were supposed to push us over. And we didn't, so then I'm like, we're getting hit by a train. But that was, I think, the freakiest, just because, you know, I was a little bit inebriated, the implications, so, I don't know. But that was probably, there's another one near where I grew up in Sycamore that apparently if you turn the corner at the right time, your light's hitting the tree, you can see some kid hang himself.
Did you ever see it?
No, we never saw it. We tried that a few times, and we never saw it. So
it's weird though, because the fact that you say like the whole like train track thing, literally in like the Deer Park Barrington area, it's Cuba and Rainbow Road.
Been there.
Yeah, and they say the asylum was on one corner, and they say that if you approach the train track and stop your car, that they'll push your car over and put the
I have
water.
a scary story about that. Remind me about Cuba Road.
Let's hear it.
Okay, do you know the infamous White Cemetery on Cuba Road?
Sure.
Okay, it's infamous for being haunted. Like, police patrol it during Halloween because a lot of people go there to see ghosts.
I believe it.
My friends and I went there not on Halloween. We went in winter. We were in high school and we were just walking around. It was daytime. It wasn't even scary. And one of my friends points out that there's this little cherub or angel statue by a gravestone, like the flat kind of gravestone. And there was snow on the gravestone, so I used my foot to clear the snow off of it.
Yeah.
Accidentally kicked the wings off of that angel. Totally desecrated that grave. I didn't mean to. It just happened. I was trying to clear their stone, right?
Go to jail for that.
Yeah.
Not only that, but now she's probably haunted.
Well, yeah. As soon
would
as
you rather be in jail or be haunted?
that's not the climax of the
haunted.
story.
It already climaxed.
Guys, as soon as that happened, as soon as I did that, the huge iron gate of White Cemetery just it slammed shut. As soon as I did that, just slammed, and we just ran out of there. We ran, and we were like, no, it was so scary. Yeah, so gust of wind or ghost? I say ghost.
See, but you said you were skeptical.
I know, but I want to believe.
What makes you want to believe that like something could be haunted? Like that seems horrifying.
I would like to know that there is life after death, and that
there's life
exists.
There's life after death, but it's like haunting. Like,
I'll take anything. Beggars can't be choosers.
see, this is my no, we're not gonna get into that.
Get into it.
No, but
This
then
is why we're here?
It gets into like religion and like.
Isn't that kind of like the spirituality behind the ghosts? Is
Well,
that
that's the thing. It's like
necessarily.
So here's my thing: is I'm not religious. And I don't believe that there's life after death. So like the whole ghost thing, I'm like, the whole heaven hell thing doesn't do it for me. So I'm like, the ghost, it's just not my.
I get what you're saying.
You get what I'm.
But you do believe in ghosts, you said.
I would like. That's what I'm saying. I'm conflicted. Like I definitely don't believe in heaven. I definitely don't believe in hell. And then the whole ghost thing, I'm like, I don't think like everyone turns into a ghost, but then how come some people turn into ghosts?
like where would I haunt?
That's true.
Where would you?
Yes.
go?
What would I be doing as a ghost?
Trolling the internet.
That's what I do in my life. I don't need to. I like to think if I was, dead and a ghost, I could move on and not troll the internet.
Baseball.
What about it?
You haunt them.
Like in, I was about to say League of Their Own, but Angels of the Outfield.
I don't know that movie, but
Or
yes.
The other one with the
Field
Iowa,
Games.
yeah. Totally different movies that went off the heads.
Would you haunt me?
No.
Side note, have you guys seen the pictures where somebody is just superimposing Trump's face onto Queen Elizabeth and it looks like her face on it's so funny. Can you Google
We're
it?
very much off topic.
Yes,
right
this
now.
has gone right off the road. Well, we're supposed to be talking about ghosts, and now we're talking about memes.
Just watch. Just look
So
at the pictures.
I don't.
Oh,
Look at that
God.
one. It's so
if
good.
you haven't yet,
Look at that
Googled
one.
it.
I
Google.
do not recommend this.
I'll add these pictures in. You guys gotta see.
If you guys respect the Queen at all, do not do this.
So,
It's funny.
what other ghost story you got?
So this is another one that I was told in high school.
Now, do you believe these? Like,
It's tough because, like, in the right setting, it's horrifying to hear this stuff. Like, the
like
person's
if you're
good
under
enough.
Influence?
Not even that. Like, when I heard this one, I was not drinking. This was before my drinking days, because, like I said, I was in high school, and I did not break the law, believe it or not, until they caught me for speeding. And I was definitely breaking the law then. Anyways,
the worst thing you did in high school was speed a little bit?
I was a very good kid.
You were.
Things went real south at some point. But anyways, so my buddy's dad told us this. He's a deeply, deeply religious man. Firmly believes in spirits. And
Whose dad is this?
Who is this?
This is Wes's dad.
Romanian.
Oh,
yeah,
well,
so you're people.
Yeah, they're all into witchcraft and stuff.
Yes. So deeply religious, deeply spiritual, deeply believes in demons. Like this, like that's his thing.
Duhurrele.
Did you just bless us?
No,
Oh.
I just said
She cursed
like
us.
bad demons.
Okay.
She cursed us.
Bad ghosts, bad demons, same thing.
So
Hashtag support people's cultures.
apparently this ghost, or sorry, I don't even like to say ghost because this was like a demon. This was an evil spirit. Had been actually hanging out with us all night. And Wes
He told you this?
Yes.
Okay.
Not this night, but he told us this at a later time. He's
Okay.
like, I could tell it was with you boys all night. Like we were sitting around a bonfire, just
Okay.
doing whatever. And he's like, I didn't want to alarm you guys, but I could tell it was there with you guys all night. So Wes's older brother had driven his girlfriend home, and Richie, who was his older brother, felt like something was a bit off.
Okay.
You know, couldn't quite place, but felt something was off while he drove his girlfriend home.
Okay.
On the way back, he realized what was off, as this demon or evil spirit was sitting in the passenger seat next to him.
And he said he like felt that, or
Like I don't think it's like really a seeing thing. I think it's a feeling.
Doesn't
It's kind
he
of
felt that?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
didn't
I
see
think it's like you just know it's
A
there.
heavy presence?
You know there's something evil next to you. So Richie gets back, and again we're all still sitting there around this fire, and Richie gets back, runs inside, which is really unlike Rich. I mean, he was, I don't know, he's like 5-6 years older than Wes. So he liked to give us a hard time, you know, call us a bunch of losers, whatever we were doing. And he ran inside to the house. And 2 minutes later, Jim, who's Wes's dad, comes out with like, frankincense
Sage?
or myrrh. Like
Sage.
No, it wasn't sage. It was one of the Jesus ones that the three wise men
but
brought.
sage is what they burn.
Romanians are
Yes,
not
but it
going
was
to use sage.
but it was definitely one of the ones that Jesus was gifted. Frankincense, myrrh, or gold. I don't think you can burn gold, so I'm going to say it was frankincense or myrrh. Either way,
Frankincense, it's
whatever it was, he comes out of their house and like blesses the entire area. And like those of us that are either not religious or like grew up, you know, going to church but not really understanding, we're like, what in the actual hell
is happening.
is going on? And again, he didn't say anything to us. He didn't say like, boys, go in the house. Like, he just did this, and he brought his Bible out and he prayed, and then he went back in the house. Like when all of us are like, what in the actual hell just happened? And we didn't think much of it for a couple weeks, and then we were sitting around the fire again a couple weeks later, and Jim told us exactly what happened. And just being in the exact same spot around the same fire, really unnerving experience. Because again, I'm not sure. I'm probably even more skeptical than the two of you are. But like how seriously he took it and the conviction that he said this with
I think it's a
was
cultural
absolutely
thing.
horrifying. And I do not want to ever do that again.
Okay, here's my question though. Like this demon or presence or whatever, like is it just a random person or presence that just latches on, or is it like a family member? Is it a
No,
maybe
demons are like they're
Satanic.
yeah. Mhm.
But like, how do they just like find someone in
Well,
DeKalb,
and that's
Illinois?
well,
Sycamore,
but that's
Illinois?
if you listen to some of other Jim's stories, he thinks this particular demon has kind of been following him his whole life. There's some other stories that I've forgotten over the years, but at one point he thinks it slept in his bed when he was a boy, like was in his bed next to him, like you know, probably similar to you know, the sleep paralysis.
Mm-hmm.
He felt this evil presence with him numerous times growing up. So he thinks it's kind of been following him his whole life, and he doesn't know why. So yeah, it's just one of those things that like when you hear it, it sounds kind of ridiculous, but when you're experiencing it, like the same place, like, oh shit, I am not here for this, and I do not like it, and I'm horrified.
Romanians believe in curses too.
Yes,
It
they
could
do.
very well be that he thinks he's cursed with this
Well,
thing.
a gypsy put a curse on me when I was in Madrid. a Romanian gypsy.
Why? They do that, but why?
Because I caught her trying to take money out of my purse.
Yeah, they
swatted her.
pickpocket.
I know,
What'd
and
she
I
do?
swatted her, and then she spit at me and started saying something in Romanian and going like this.
Now the Cubs are never
Oh,
going to win the
shit.
World Series again. God
This was
damn
4
it.
years ago.
Well, we broke the one curse. Now we have a different one.
This was before they like. No, yeah. So that was.
That's frightening, but I don't think it means anything.
I don't know. Everyone else was like that bitch was.
Do you know that the Romanian government recognizes witches in Romania?
I believe it.
It's like a thing.
I could see it.
I went there before. I was in Romania. There's a lot of weird people and things, and their cemeteries are creepy. Can't even tell you how creepy they are.
I don't want to ever see them.
You know vampires come from Romania?
I do.
Transylvania, I thought.
Yeah, my parents have been to that
Isn't that
castle.
actually Germany?
No,
No.
it's Transylvania in Romania.
Wait, it's in Romania? I thought it was its own separate.
No, it's in Romania. My parents went to the Castle Dracula.
I literally thought it was its own separate country.
Nope. Even I knew that.
Well, we know about geography,
No.
so just let me have
Yes.
this one. They look so pretty, though.
Yeah, they have a lot
During
of
the
beautiful
day.
castles. I have a picture of my parents in front of that castle somewhere. Let me see if I can find it.
I mean, oh, it looks pretty at night, too, though. Look how pretty that looks. In the snow?
Hmm.
I would go to Transylvania.
I was always freaked out as a kid when the you could feel it was colder air down towards the ground. I always thought that was some sort of ghost.
I feel like you're a full-on believer. I don't think
No, I'm just saying the things that I thought of
I
as
know.
a kid.
But I don't think you want to admit to it, but I think you're a full-on, you're a ghost believer, and that's okay.
I'm not. I'm just explaining the stories that like I had that
So you never thought, like, even as a kid, I was like, nah.
Do you jabronis want to see that picture of my parents in front of one of the Romanian castles?
We would be delighted to.
Well, fudge. It's not in this album.
whoops.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, it is.
Oh, wow.
So let me see if I could zoom in. So that's my mom and my dad.
Adela is down there.
This is bad radio.
I think that's Adela. I'll show you guys this picture. And my sister Legia. Those are my
That's
cousins.
bad radio.
My mom's my mom's sister.
She was quite the dish.
And her husband. Well, that's my mom. My mom's beautiful.
For all the viewers at home, Adriana is showing a family photo from Romania.
I'll show you guys. I'll superimpose it somehow with TV magic into the, what do you call this? The podcast.
This is bad radio. Are we still recording or do we
Wait,
need to...
look at the castle
Focus.
though.
Recording.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I'll go do that.
Yeah,
one
now that
second. Look at that. Look at that.
Look at all that stuff.
That's beautiful.
I want to go.
If you go to Romania, I have to go with you
No,
so
I'm
I
going-
can keep the gypsies away. They put their babies in the road
I'm going to Cuba.
so that you'll stop and then they'll mug you. That's what they do. I have personal ones and then I also have interesting ones that people know about.
What's
Let's
your
hear-
scariest?
Let's talk. Okay, so
Oh,
Adriana,
boy.
as we know, she's done paranormal sightings, activities. You did that overnight that one time. I remember
Yes.
you wanted me to come. I said no.
You
thank
went
you.
to an overnight,
Wait,
like
which
a...
one are you talking
It's when
about?
we both worked at Jarek and you were doing some overnight thing.
In Ohio State Reformatory.
Maybe.
In Ohio.
I don't know. You were trying to get me to do something.
Shawshank Redemption, kiddos. I was there. The Ohio State Reformatory. We did a weekend cleanup there, and all the paranormal groups got to investigate during the night, you know, all weekend. Not much happened, but it was really cool and really scary. Yeah, that was probably what I invited you to. I remember it now.
I just remember you trying to invite me somewhere. I'm like, it's a lot of effort. I think I'm just gonna get drunk this weekend.
Yeah.
Probably do some shady
Well,
things.
I was in an old prison sweeping. You were having booze. But yes, I went to that. It was great. That's not my story, though. So I went camping when I was 13 years old. We used to go camping every year.
Where did you go camping?
This time we went to a different place. We usually camped in Kankakee, Illinois. This time we went to Shelbyville, Illinois. We went to Wolf Creek,
I feel like I've heard of Shelbyville.
something or other.
It's in The Simpsons.
It is.
No, like I've heard like Shelbyville, Illinois.
Well, yeah, well, we went there and we camped. While we were camping, a huge storm came by. So we were in the middle of the woods, we were okay, but a tornado touched down somewhere near us. So that night, we were having a miserable camping weekend. So that night, we're like, you know what, let's just pack up and head home. So we decided to do that. But on the way out, I suggested we stop at this old, like, family plot cemetery that was in the middle of the woods. It did have a driving path to it, though. So we drive there at night. On our way out, my brother and his friends get out of the car. They go pee on the fence of this cemetery. I am sitting with my old camera taking pictures like this, just not looking at them, just continuously, and the headlights of his car were on the fence, and I'm just, you know, sitting there doing this. And then we drive away, and I decide to look through the camera. So I'm looking through the camera, and all of a sudden, this pops up. I'll show you, and I'll post this up here too. So the picture before it had nothing, the picture after it had nothing, and then this was there. And to me, that is just clear as day, 2 ghosts standing there. Like, I wish I could zoom in closer. Like, this one looks like a face. I don't know, you know, but this looks like brown hair, skin, and a white dress, and here looks like a man.
Or an arm reaching back to hold somebody's hand, 100%.
Maybe they were lovers
and they died.
But anyway, that is the best ghost picture I've seen anywhere in the whole internet. And like, that is the clearest, and I took it, so I know that it's real. Like, that's 100%. Because anything I see on the internet, I'm like, okay, maybe it's not real, maybe it's doctored or whatever. But I know I took this, and so it wasn't. So this is the picture that makes me think that maybe there are ghosts, because this picture is just unexplainable.
Like, is there any other stories of this place being haunted, or is it you the first one?
And I couldn't find any. And I did do some research, and the little family plot is called, if I'm not mistaken, Quigley Cemetery, like the Quigley family plot in Shelbyville. There's not much on it. I mean, the tombstones were weathered away. There was just a few. Less than 10, I think, when I was there. I don't even know.
But the cemetery in Shelby County.
But you know what's interesting? That's on the Kaskaskia River. And that was a huge thing. Like, there was a town there that got flooded, and the whole town is underneath the river now. So, I mean, who knows? It's like the haunting has to do something with that.
With that, and
people
not the actual...
also say that when there's like storms outside, it like rouses up spirits and things. So who's to say I didn't capture this like once in a lifetime photo because of the tornado that I touched on previously? Yeah, it's insane. So that was my crazy one. Like, that's the best evidence I've ever got.
That's your best
and that was before I was even in an investigating group. That was just...
How did you join the investigative group?
So I was part of... I've always been interested in ghosts. And I was part of...
Not a believer.
Not a believer, very interested.
Well, I used to be a believer back in the day.
So what made... Okay, we'll start with the next one. How did you get into it?
Okay. I was always interested in ghosts, and then I joined AIR Paranormal, which is... they're not together anymore, but it was a paranormal investigating group. The founder of that group, his parents actually owned the Pyramid House in Wadsworth that just burned down, which is so unfortunate. But so yeah, and then from there I wanted to be in a group that's more involved and does more investigations and things, so I found Ghostland Society. And my friend Bob, we became friends after the group, of course, but he founded it over 25 years ago, and he's been featured on Ghost Adventures, he's been on History Channel, like so many different investigative things have asked him to come on. So it's like a legit group, you know, like and we've done quite a few investigations, Ohio State Reformatory and the Roadie House Opera or something in Kenosha. I mean, we've been all over. We even did a place that was supposedly like an Al Capone speakeasy. So yeah, I mean.
But you've never, on those hunts for these, you've never seen anything? Okay.
I've never seen anything, but you know, we have had EVPs and things like that. And
what's an EVP for all of our listeners?
It's an electronic voice phenomenon. So when you're recording something and then you get a voice back on the recording that wasn't there in the initial recording, that a lot of people believe can be spirits or ghosts. So we did get a lot of those. When I was part of AIR Paranormal group, we went to this one old Victorian mansion on Sheridan Road in Waukegan. It used to be the, what is it called? Something with an S college, Smizer, something college, back in like the 70s or something. Anyway, so there I've been multiple times, and I've had weird things happen. One time it was daytime, and I was walking around upstairs. I passed by a room that was empty, and as soon as I passed by that room, I heard what sounded like a teenage girl go, "Hi," and I just froze.
That would have been the end of my life.
Another time I was there with Rocco, which is the guy who is a founder of that group. It was just me and him. It was nighttime. We were sitting at this big table, and he told me to just be quiet and just listen. So I did, and you could hear like it sounded like people were whispering, but like in the room with us, but there was nobody in that house that time that we were there. So like little weird things like that happened, which, you know, maybe there's an explanation that I don't know about, but maybe there's not. Who knows? I want to believe. But a lot of interesting things have happened on my ghost group.
Very much so.
Yeah. So yeah, but that picture that I showed you guys, that's my one thing that keeps me believing that there is something.
Something.
Yeah.